Okay. Hello, sunshine. It's Rachel, here existing in front of you. So today's video is going to be a story time. Well, today's story time is gonna be, well, it's a few different, listen man, I'm gonna tell you about all my ridiculous car issues that I've had in my life. It's 3 stories. They're pretty short. Let's get into it. We're gonna go in order. But it was summertime and I was working at my summer job. I worked at like a concert venue and they had like a manager parking lot, and then if you didn't have the like little like, you know, hanging thing to park in that parking lot, you had to park all the way down a big hill and walk all the way up. And luckily I got the little lanyard thing, so I got to park in the manager parking lot. I wasn't a manager yet, but I had helped out with things, and it was my like 3rd year, I think, working there, so my bosses let me have the lanyard, which was very nice of them. I appreciate it. However, one day when I was arriving, I like backed out of my parking spot to adjust and I ran into another car. Super awkward because I was in the manager parking lot. I mean, technically not just managers parked there. There were like volunteers and then like a few other like higher up people, but I was like, oh my gosh, this is someone who's like important. Which I of course, like, you know, left my information. It wasn't too bad as far as I know. My car was fine. What was awkward is that so like I said, I worked at the concert venue. I worked in the gift shop, but the concession stand was under the same like people, and most of the employees were concession stand people. So luckily I was able to just like never meet the girl whose car I ran into. However, I do know it was a girl because I was friends with a few people in the concession stand. I was friends with one girl in particular who mentioned me in a story, and the manager was like, Rachel, she hit my car. And I had been able to tell no one. I told no one I worked with. I left the note for my like insurance stuff, but I told nobody that it had happened. She came up to me the next day and was like, hey, did you hit this person's car? I was like, yeah. So that's story number 1. All in all, it ended up okay. Luckily, all of these stories ended up with things just being like, it's fine. I mean, it's not, because they're car things, but everything worked out in the end for these 3 stories. So the next one, actually both of the next ones happened within the last like 2 years. Okay, so the next one was, like I said, it was within the last 2 years, but it was a while ago. And I drove up to Starbucks to get some Starbucks, as you do. I remember I had about like an hour and I don't know, I had a little bit of time, but not like a ton of time before I have to get to work. I have a habit of when I get out of my car, I just like hit the lock button on the door, because then if I just always do that, I don't have to like make it do the beeping sound, because I get paranoid about whether or not I locked the car, but if I always press the button, then I don't have to double tap to get the beep, you know? So I exited my car, as you do, to go get Starbucks, and I locked the car on the door, and I went in. Then when I came back, I tried to open the door. Actually, I tried to unlock the door, realized I didn't have the key, which is a problem. So I didn't have the key. So I went back into the Starbucks. I was like, did I leave a key? They were like, no. So then I looked, there was none. And then I realized I had locked the keys in the car, which, you know, haha, great. Luckily, we had a spare key. So I called my brother and was like, hey, can you come bring me this spare key? Unluckily, not too long before that, I had a different job, and so me and my dad would share this car and drive it up to, like, drive to the metro. And then, like, sometimes he would take it home, sometimes he wouldn't, like, it was a thing. So he had the spare key with him, and he never put it back in the drawer. He had it with him at his job. And so my brother was like, we don't have a spare key, but he came up with a coat hanger to try to, like, break into the car. So me and my brother are, like, awkwardly standing in the Starbucks parking lot trying to, like, break into our car. Also, after my brother gets here, we realize I did not just leave my keys locked in my car. I left the car running. Car still on, keys locked inside. So we're like, we're talking about calling a locksmith. I am freaking out because money and in trouble, you know. And then this man pulls into the parking lot, because it's like it was like the Starbucks and our parking lot and then another parking lot and another store. He pulls into the parking lot next to us and he's like, hey, did you lock your keys in the car? I was like, yeah. It took him a minute, and then because the car was being very quiet, he was like, is this car on? I was like, yeah. But he told us that he had, like, worked at, like, some sort of, like, casino or something, like, in New Jersey, and people would get drunk and lock their keys in their car all the time. And so he was like, I have the tools to get this out, like, in my car. So he was able to unlock the car for me, and I got to work on time. But oh, what a coincidence. Oh, I got so lucky that day. It was a miracle. I haven't made that mistake since, so that's good. But man, locking your keys in your car is one thing. Leaving your car on and locking them in, it's a different kind of wild. So then the last story happened, I'm gonna say about like a year ago. I got into my car to drive to work, and all of a sudden, smoke coming out of the car. So I grab my stuff, I turn everything off, I get out, and my car is just like smoking. And in that moment I freaked out. I was like, I didn't think about the fact that, like, I could Google what was wrong, and I immediately called my older sister, my older siblings. I was like, what do I do? So luckily one of them answered and, like, Googled it, and they were like, okay, it seems like it's this problem. Then I called my boss. I was like, I'm gonna be late. I don't know when I'll be in. I should be able to come in still, but I'll be late. And then I borrowed my brother's girlfriend's car to get to work. And so I got there. I actually got there, and I was only like maybe like a little less than 5 minutes late, but I couldn't get the keys out of my brother's girlfriend's car, and it took me 25 minutes to realize the reason I couldn't get them out is because I wasn't actually turning the car off all the way. So I'm sitting in the parking garage across the street from my job, just trying so hard to figure out what I'm doing wrong, and then I realized I'm just an idiot. And then I was a half hour late to work. Wild. This is a wild day. Anyways, the end. So those are the stories of how I'm a hot mess. I hope you enjoyed the stories. I hope they entertained you. If you like these stories, please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video, ring the notification bell. Links for my social media as well as Black Lives Matter will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Peace, love, and buttercups. Okay. That's about it for now. Okay, bye.